Who doesn't know that? But why was I still so scared? Then I found this website by luck. It's called rejectiontherapy.com. Rejection therapy was this game invented by this Canadian entrepreneur. His name is Jason Comley. And its basically the idea is for 30 days, you go out and look for rejection. And every day get rejected at something, and by the end, you desensitize yourself from the pain. And I love that idea. I said, you know what, I'm gonna do this, and I'll film myself getting rejected 100 days. And I came up with my own rejection ideas, and I'll make a video blog out of it. And so here's what I did. This is what the blog looked like. Day one, borrow $100 from stranger. So this is where I went to where I was working. I came downstairs and saw this big guy sitting behind the desk. You know, he looked like a security guard. So I just approached him, and I was just walking, and that was the longest walk in my life. I just hair at the back of my neck standing up. I was sweating, and my heart was pounding. And I got there and I said, hey, sir, can I borrow $100 from you? And he looked up, he's like, no. Why? And I said, no, I'm sorry. Then I turned around and just ran. I felt so embarrassed. But because I filmed myself, so that night I was watching myself getting rejected. I just saw how scared I was. I looked like this kid in Sixth Sense. I saw dead people. But then I saw this guy, he wasn't that menacing. He was chubby, lovable guy, you know. And he even asked me why. In fact, he invited me to explain myself. And I could have said many things. I could have explained, I could have negotiated. I didn't do any of that. All I did was run. I felt, wow, this is like a microcosm of my life. Every time I feel the slightest rejection, I would just run as fast as I could. And you know what? The next day, no matter what happens, I'm not gonna run. I'll stay engaged. Day two, request a burger refill. This is where I finished, went to a burger joint, I finished lunch, and I went to the cashier and said, hey, can I get a burger refill? And he was so confused. I was like, what's a burger refill? I said, well, just like a drink refill, but with a burger. And he said, sorry, we don't do burger refill, man. So this is where rejection happened. I could have run, but I stayed. I said, well, I love your burger, I love your joint, and if you guys do burger refill, I would love you guys more. And he said, well, okay, I'll tell my manager about it. Well, maybe we'll do it, but sorry, we can't do this today. Then I left. And by the way, I don't think they ever done burger refill. I think they're still there. But the life and death feeling I was feeling the first time was no longer there, just because I stayed engaged, because I didn't run. I said, wow, great, I'm already learning things. Great. And then day three, getting Olympic donuts. This is where my life was turned upside down. I went to a Krispy Kreme. It's a donut shop mainly in the southeastern part of the United States. I'm sure they have some here too. And I went in and said, can you make me donuts that look like Olympic symbols? Basically, you interlink 5 donuts together. I mean, there's no way they could say yes, right? The donut maker took me so seriously. So she put out a paper, started jotting down the colors and the rings. It's like, how could we make this? And then 15 minutes later, she came out with a box that looked like Olympic rings. And I was so touched. And I just couldn't believe it. And that video got over 5 million views on YouTube. The world couldn't believe that either. And you know, because of that, I was on in newspapers and talk shows and everything, and I became famous. A lot of people started writing emails to me and saying, what you're doing is awesome. But you know, fame and notoriety did not do anything to me. What I really want to do was learn and to change myself. So I turned the rest of my 100 days rejection into this playground, into this research project. I wanted to learn, see what I can learn. And then I learned a lot of things. I discovered so many secrets. For example, I found if I just don't run, if I got rejected, I could actually turn a no into a yes. And the magic word is why. So one day I went to a stranger's house, I had this flower in my hand, and I said, knock on the door, I said, hey, can I plant this flower in your backyard? and he said no. But before he could leave, I said, hey, can I know why? And he said, well, I have this dog that would dig up anything I put in the backyard. I don't want to waste your flower. If you don't do this, go across the street and talk to Connie. She loves flowers. So that's what I did. I went across and knocked on Connie's door, and she was so happy to see me. And then half an hour later, there's this flower in Connie's backyard. I'm sure it looks better now. But had I left after the initial rejection, I would have thought, well, it's because the guy didn't trust me. It's because I was crazy, because I didn't dress up well, I didn't look good. It was none of those. It was because what I offered did not fit what he wanted. And he trusted me enough to offer me a referral, using sales term. I converted that referral. Then one day, I also learned that I can actually say certain things and maximize my chance to get a yes. So for example, one day I went to a Starbucks and asked the manager, hey, can I be a Starbucks greeter? He's like, what's a Starbucks greeter? I said, do you know those Walmart greeters? You know, those people who say hi to you before you walk in the store and make sure you don't steal stuff, basically. And I want to give a Walmart experience to Starbucks customers. Well, I'm not sure that's a good thing, actually. Actually, I'm pretty sure it's a bad thing. And he was like, oh, yeah, this is how he looked. His name is Eric. He's like, I'm not sure. This is how he was hearing me. Not sure. Then I asked him, is that weird? He's like, yeah, it's really weird, man. But as soon as he said that, his whole demeanor changed. It's as if he's putting all the doubt on the floor. And he said, yeah, you can do this, and just don't get too weird. So for the next hour, I was the Starbucks greeter. I say hi to every customer that walked in and give them holiday cheers. By the way, I don't know what your career trajectory is. Don't be a greeter. It was really boring. But then I found I could do this because I mentioned, is that weird? I mentioned a doubt that he was having. And because I mentioned, is that weird? That means I wasn't weird. That means I was actually thinking just like him, seeing this as a weird thing. And again, I learned that if I mention some doubt people might have before I ask the question, I gain their trust. People will more likely to say yes to me. And then I learned I could fulfill my life dream by asking. You know, I came from 4 generations of teachers. And my grandma has always told me, hey, Jia, you can do anything you want, but it'd be great if you become a teacher. But I want to be an entrepreneur, so I didn't. But it has always been my dream to actually teach something. So I said, what if I just ask and teach a college class? So I lived in Austin at the time, so I went to University of Texas in Austin, knocked on professors' doors and said, can I teach you a class? I didn't get anywhere the first couple times, but because I didn't run, I kept doing it, and on the 3rd try, the professor was very impressed. It's like, no one has done this before. And I came in prepared with the PowerPoints and my lesson. It's like, well, I can use this. Well, when you come back in 2 months, I'll fit you in my curriculum. And 2 months later, I was teaching a class. This is me. You probably can't see this as a bad picture. You know, sometimes you get rejected by lighting, you know. But when I finished teaching that class, I walked out crying because I thought I could just fulfill my life dream just by simply asking. I used to think I have to accomplish all these things, have to be a great entrepreneur or get a PhD to teach. But no, I just asked and I could teach. And in that picture, which you can't see, I quoted Martin Luther King Jr. Why? Because in my research, I found the people who really changed the world, who changed the way we live and the way we think, are the people who were met with initial and often violent rejections. People like Martin Luther King Jr., like Mahatma Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, or even Jesus Christ. These people did not let rejection define them. They let their own reaction after rejection define themselves. And they embrace rejection. And we don't have to be those people to learn about rejection. And in my case, rejection was my curse, was my boogeyman. It has bothered me my whole life because I was running away from it. Then I started embracing it. I turned that into the biggest gift in my life. I started I started teaching people how to turn rejections into opportunities. I use my blog, I use my talk, I use the book I just published, and I'm even using technology to help people overcome their fear of rejection. When you get rejected in life, when you are facing the next obstacle or next failure, consider the possibilities. Don't run. If you just embrace them, they might become your gifts as well. Thank you.
Okay, what'd you think? It was good, wasn't it? So,
that was good.
Yeah,
Yeah.
unmute yourself and share a point that you heard or something that resonated with you.
I liked how he said to ask why.
Yeah.
Because I think often when you do get rejection, you assume the reason why they say no, but you don't actually know. And so if you ask why, you can kind of alleviate any of those stories that you might tell yourself. And often it's probably just going to be like as simple as, I have a dog in my backyard that might try and kill you. But my neighbor over the road will actually appreciate it. Like, yeah, that's really good.
Yes, I wrote that one down too. Magic word is why.
Yeah, I thought that was a good one as well. And I actually really enjoyed the laugh as well.
Yeah.
Okay, what else?
I pretty much wrote down the last three. I fulfill my life dream by simply asking. I really love that.
Yeah.
And embrace rejection, make it your gift, share it, teach people how to overcome it. I really like that because it's not just to do with your specific profession, whatever it may be.
Yeah.
You can say one thing and it can resonate with a certain way, and then it can resonate with so many people on different levels depending what they're doing. So, and consider the possibilities, don't run. I just love the last three. They're really like boom, boom, boom.
Yes.
I'm with you, Sky. I loved that notion of fulfilling your life dreams by asking, and I love specifically the fact that he didn't need. He wanted to be a teacher, but he realized he didn't need a PhD. And I think sometimes we can get so caught up in the fact that we're not the best, we're not an ENVP at this moment, we don't have the title, we don't know everything, we're not the experts in Arbonne and in being leaders and in launching people and starting people. But if you just ask, that's all you have to do. And I think that really, really resonated with me in that way.
Yeah.
Thank you. Nikki?
I just wanted to say quickly, I listened to something today, and she said, it depends on how you feel. You don't have to say exactly how you feel about someone or how you feel about the business or something. It's the way that you've embraced it now, or the way you've changed, that they feel that on you. And I just felt that sort of went with what you just said, Matilda. Does that make any sense?
Yeah, just put yourself out there. Let them feel you. Love it.
Okay.
Nikki.
I liked that he brought up the objection when he was talking about the Starbucks.
You're talking underwater, Nikki. In slow motion, stop.
Head on and then getting them to, he's giving it to me. I can't.
What she said there, we didn't hear anything you said there except the very beginning. So mention a doubt that people might have before you ask the question. That was that point. I really like that one as well. Disarm people or let them know that you're on the same page or you're one of them. And yeah, I like that too. Cassie?
Well, that was mine. Mine was the mention the doubt one. I actually really liked that, saying about how weird it is. So if you want something else,
Sure.
let me look up my note. We've pretty much covered, haven't we? Well, but I liked the bit about, you know, most of the people who changed the world, all the big people who changed the world, all faced fear at some point and rejection at some point. Yeah, so we keep going, we can all make a difference.
Yes.
Yep.
Can I just say?
Yeah, you can.
Anyone else have something that resonated with them? Don't be shy.
Yeah, I had, obviously when they were talking about those graders as well, not let rejection define them, let the reaction to that rejection define them.
Okay, it goes like this. Don't let rejection define you. Let your action after rejection define you.
Yeah, your
Yep.
reaction to the rejection.
Your reaction to the...
Yes, your reaction. Yes, sorry, not action. Your action and your reaction. Let that be what defines you. Not, don't let the rejection define you. Let your reaction to the rejection define you. Yes, I like that one too.
Rejection.
I love that. Thank you.
Let me just see if there's anything here. Oh, I made a note. Have fun with it. Stay engaged, don't run. I've got that. That was one of his first points, and I like that because that notion about running, how that resonates with me is, don't we sometimes we get that first no, and then we're just gone, just like gone. You know, we ask the question, we get the no, we're out of there. And I love the fact that he decided, he recognized that in himself, and he decided that the next time he wouldn't run. No, he didn't want to run. He wanted to stay engaged. I love that. Stay engaged, don't run. And
I often sniff out a no and then run.
Say that again, sorry?
I often sniff out a no and then I'll run. I'll be like, they wouldn't have even said it yet. And I'm like, see ya.
Yeah.
Take it back. Take it back.
Yeah.
I didn't say anything. I didn't say anything.
Yeah. Or, anticipate a no and run.
Yeah.
That is the worst. Never, ever.
Yeah. So I want to challenge you all to have a little bit of a think about whether you've got a 6-year-old episode that might be, you know, challenging you in your business, and take the opportunity to reflect on that. Does the 6-year-old need a hug? And does the 36-year-old now need to, you know, get over it and do it differently now? So give some thought to that next time you're driving in the car or taking a walk. How did you like the idea, the notion of the rejectiontherapy.com? I haven't looked up the website yet. Look for rejection for 30 days. And I wonder, we won't have it as a team challenge, although we have had in the past go for no challenges, you know. But, you know, consider challenging yourself. Consider an incentive for yourself to look for rejection for 30 days and see what happens. Imagine how your business could change if you really intentionally, proactively ask someone, one person a day for 30 days, and track it, have fun with it, learn from it, blog on it, journal it. Matilda wants to be rejected. Yes, you are so good at the Go for No challenge. We loved that. So think about that, and think about how you might want to embrace this notion of rejection. Embrace it, take it on, have fun with it. Any final comments from anyone before I? Yes, thankfully Dylan didn't get rejected. You said yes. Love it. Any final comments from anyone, or shall we close on Charlotte's? Funny, funny. Final comments, anyone? Okay, my friends. Thanks for tonight. Thanks for your patience with the technology. Sorry for the inconvenience. And Mandy, I hope you enjoyed your first training, got something out of it. And I look forward to seeing you in the future. Hello, crazy people in the background. You got crazy kids, Cassie. All right, everyone. Take care. Sleep well. Go.
See you, bye.
Go forth and be rejected.
Woo, bye.
Good night, all.
Good night.
See ya.